What is up, guys? Today I want to finally explain what category metafields are and how they differ from the regular product metafields that you guys have been using for many years now. So first, a quick recap on what the regular product metafields are. Metafields are simply extra fields that you can add to a product yourself. So, we've got our standard fields like the product title, the description, but metafields let you add your own custom fields, right? So we've got this specs field that I added, and this is a multi-line, like a rich text metafield. We have this sale count metafield that I added, which stores like a number, the number of sales. We have the related products metafield that I created that stores a list of products that are related to this product. So as you can see, you can create metafields of different types to store different kinds of information about this product, and then you can output that information onto the front end of your website. That's the regular metafields. However, category metafields, how are they different? Why should we start using them now? Because it feels like Shopify is sort of pushing people to use them. So the first thing you need to understand about category metafields is that they're based on the category that you choose right here. This is also new. We previously didn't have like this category selection in Shopify. We used to just use type or tags, right, to organize products. And we have collections for like groupings of products in our store. Category is something different. Category goes beyond Shopify. So this is a massive list of every kind of product that there could possibly be. It's an ever-evolving list. And it goes beyond Shopify in the sense that this list actually integrates with things like Google Shopping, Google Ads, Facebook ads. AI tools are starting to understand this sort of category mapping. And it's an attempt at standardization between platforms, right? There's actually a website where you can view this Shopify standard product taxonomy. This is the list of categories that I was talking about. You can look anything up, like shirt, for example, see the different subcategories that it's in, and then you can see channel mappings as well. You can see the Google category ID, for example. And that's how we're able to have so much kind of magic happening when you upload your products to like Google Shopping or something like that, and they can already receive information about those products. And if we look over here, every category also has something called attributes, and these attributes can be things that relate to all shirts, right? So we have things like color, fabric, neckline, size, and this applies only to shirts. If I look for something like furniture, like a chair, then obviously we're gonna have different attributes. Upholstery material, seat type. You wouldn't see that on shirts, would you? And so getting back to category metafields, you might notice that the category metafields that are suggested to you by the Shopify Magic AI, these are actually coming from these exact product attributes in the product taxonomy. Again, this is like an attempt at standardizing things between platforms. Now that we've covered that main like conceptual thing, I'll show you some more practical reasons why you should use them directly in Shopify and how they can make your workflow a bit easier. First of all, let's take a look at this product, the silk tuxedo. I'm going to select the category of tuxedo under suits, and it has some suggestions of category metafields for me. As you can see, it already pulls in the blue and green colors because I've got those as images here. So that's nice, but that's Shopify Magic, right? Their AI. The fabric is silk because I've got silk in the product title. But let's say that I know that it's also a silk and wool blend. So I'm also going to add wool like this. Now here's something you might notice. So I'm looking at this tuxedo product and I can see color and fabric in the category metafields. But let's take a look at another product. If we scroll down, you'll notice that we have different category metafields. These are going to be specific to the tuxedo, and then these are going to be specific to the sofa, whereas we have all the same product metafields. As I go through my different products in my store, we can see all the product metafields that I've created, even the ones that are not very relevant. And that can be annoying if you have a lot of metafields. You don't want to see the ones that are not relevant to this particular product. Whereas when you create category metafields, you only see the ones that are relevant to this particular product. Right? So the ones that are standardized, of course, and also you can create your own custom category metafields, but they'll only show on products that share this category. So category metafields that I create for tuxedos will only show on tuxedo products. And then when I'm looking at shoes, for example, I won't see those metafields. They won't be getting in the way. So that's a small benefit of using category metafields. Next, I want to show you the biggest way that you will probably be actively using these category metafields, and that's going to be by setting up filters. So I'm looking at the Search and Discovery app, which is the official app for setting up filters, the built-in filters in your theme, right? There are other filtering apps, but this is the one for the ones that are built in. So I'm going to click Add Filter. We're going to select a source. There are different types of sources, but a lot of them are category metafields. So we can select fabric, and that will set up a filter for the fabrics that I have listed, such as in this product, silk and wool. And I've got cotton and canvas on another product. So that's the ones that it's going to create. So that's a super easy and built-in way to create these filters without actually having to list out every one. So if I click silk here, obviously we can see the tuxedo. And the cool thing is that if I'm looking at a different kind of collection that doesn't have any products with the fabric category metafield, then we're just simply not going to see that fabric filter because it's not relevant, right? So this keeps things much cleaner. But here's the part where it gets really cool. So let's create a filter for color, right? Color, the category metafield, not the product option, because these are my actual variants, but the color category metafield, if we use that one, it's actually going to pull in all the colors that I've assigned to different products here in the category metafields. And you'll notice that they already have specific colors. They have these hex codes. And that's because Shopify is actually automatically creating meta objects for each one of these colors. Right now, I don't want to get too deep into what meta objects are, but if you click on content and then meta objects, click on standard product attributes, here you can see the meta objects that are created based on those category metafields. So if we click on color here, you'll see that we have a list of colors in our store, and these are the official colors that our store uses. You can click on each one of those, let's say gold, and you can see that we have a label of that color, we have the actual color hex code, and we can even add an image. So an image is useful if you have an actual like a texture or a pattern of that color. So perhaps I'm rushing ahead here. Let's first take a look at what these color filters look like. You'll see that they actually have their color swatches, right? Which was something that was difficult to set up previously in Shopify. Each theme had a different way of doing it. Now it's very standardized, and Shopify actually creates this list of official colors that your store uses. And what's cool about that is you can edit this color in one central location. So for example, we have this olive jacket, and this jacket is also using the color green, just like my tuxedo. Now, what if I want to change the name of this color? Because both my olive jacket and my tuxedo, it's sort of an olive green, right? So I'm actually going to go into the green color here, and I'm going to rename that olive green. And I can also change the hex code to something a bit more like darker. I'm not sure how to create an olive green, maybe like this. And now when I save that, we will see that reflected across both of those products. So now category metafield will say blue and olive green. And I don't have to edit that in every product. For the olive jacket as well, if I refresh, you'll see that it's also now using the olive green color. Whereas with metafields previously, I would need to go through each product and update that on every product. Likewise for fabrics, Shopify has already created these meta objects for silk and for wool. So again, going into content meta objects and then the standard product attributes, you'll see we have fabric, and I can go in here and I can edit the name of the wool. For example, if I want to say it's organic wool, I can change that here, and now every product that has the wool, it will now say organic wool, and my filters will also be saying organic wool. Okay. And finally, something you may have already noticed is that when you create variants, you can base those variants on the category metafield. So I've got blue and olive green here. I've also got those images. Well, when I click on add variants, it will recommend me that I can create variants based on those category metafields. So I'll click on color and it will generate those two variants. What's cool is that they are linked also to the names here. So if I want to in bulk change the naming, so if I go back here and I change the color name back to green, save that, then the variant will also be changed to green, right? the actual label of the variant, and here, of course. So to summarize, those are like the 4 or 5 key differences. First of all, category metafields are used beyond Shopify. They're used as a cross-platform way of storing information about your products, your product attributes. Number 2 is that they're metafields that only display on products that have the same category, so that keeps your admin nice and clean. Number 3 is that you can create filters based on them very easily and much faster than using normal product metafields. Number 4 is that Shopify creates meta objects for your category metafields, meaning that you can edit those attributes all in one place. You can change wool to organic wool and it will change throughout your entire store. You can change a color name, or you can change the color hex code, or add an image to that color and it will change through the entire store. And finally, you can create variants based on those category metafields. So I hope this answered some of your questions. Please leave a like if it did. Please leave a comment if you have more questions about category metafields, regular metafields, or anything else. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.